Oh yeah, so at Shine Top 8, Hugo definitely grind me. So let me describe the background of the Hugo diss track. You know what? Let's pull it up too. That'll make it more significant. So first of all, let's enjoy the Hugo diss track. Classic, modern classic.
Yo, Hugo, that's my dog, but I gotta hit a sub goal though.
It's been a while, it's time for a new flow. I'm chilling, that's too cold. I'm
Taking a shot at Hugo.
How in the fuck you still losing the draft? And it's truly upsetting. I've been stopping that dude since 07, and we got base roll at Alex and shoot that. I'm leaving them dudes flat. You can't even do that. Don't get me wrong, we ain't talking bad players, but you can't even sleep without nightmares again. Pull it back.
Easily the best part of the video.
Make the comeback like
Two stocks with Sopo.
Get back collabing. If you spend some time playing it, you might stop losing the Falcon and maybe even the Ganon. I still have to
Banger.
get back to the big stage.
It's legitimately a banger.
Learn to beat KJH.
Why you out here making cakes on my face?
Try beating Capo.
That's a piece of cake.
Kira and Reno, why they still bop you? My man still out here
Losing to Gatsu.
Hugs this year looking real shaky, son. How many Ganons you beat lately?
None.
You need to
like that
reflect
shit?
like Alex 19.
Maybe even need to practice on your stream.
I think all that brain gear is bad for your head. Why the fuck you on camera shaving your legs?
Shit getting heavy, man. I feel kind of bad. Maybe I should stop. Nah, fuck that.
Ready to go in, man. Give me the drop. Hugs whole year, been getting bibbity bob. Can't say
What's up, Milo?
I expected it. It's really a shock. That Sam is so sloppy, man.
Give me a mop.
Guess you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Who hasn't whooped you? Hugs 86. Placing out the locals. He
What is
must
that
be feeling
stage? Let me
free,
see.
but Hugs will be fine.
Oh, yeah.
He got social security.
Jesus
At
Christ.
this point, I guess it's pretty clear.
I was really wishing it was back to last year.
Maryland, Virginia, we fill his heart with fear. Might be bad at Smash, but at least he knows his beer. P.S. Hugo, I find it kinda odd. Got swept by Smash God, got swept by Lod. Couple bad losses, maybe could've shook it off. Unranked Falco,
That's far from a good loss.
20th rank, but your skills might be fading. My man lost a plank, yeah, that rank is outdated.
Might be top 50, but I'm trying to be nice. Accurately speaking, maybe 129. But yeah, so, okay. The story behind the Hugo diss track is that... Here, let me put something on. I guess I can put the instrumental on. That'll be fitting. So I was streaming like a year ago. Not quite a year ago. It was like I'd say like June. May or June of last year. And I'm just playing Sunshine. I'm just hanging out. And apparently Hugo had been talking shit about the Leffen diss track in his stream. I guess he watched it on stream. And he's just talking shit about it or whatever. A bunch of people from Hugo's stream came into my stream and they were like, yo, chillin', Hugo's talking shit about you. And I was like, wait, what? And so I pulled up Hugo's stream on my stream. And it really wasn't that bad. He wasn't being like that much of a dick or whatever. But so many people came in from his stream and suggested that I make a Hugs diss track. And at the time, I was hella hurting for subs. Like, I was under 200 or something at the time. So I was hella hurting for subs, and I was like, all right, you know what? Because people wouldn't shut up about it. I was like, at first I was like, I don't really want to do that because Hugo's like my homie, you know what I mean? Like, the whole point of the diss track is like, you're supposed to have beef or whatever. And so we didn't really have beef, but I decided, fuck it. I need some subs right now. So I made a sub goal. If we hit this many subs, I'll start working on a Hugo diss track. And a bunch of people from Hugo's stream subbed like immediately, and then I got to the sub goal shortly thereafter. So I start writing it. Let me give you guys the initial preview. It's actually hella bad. Hold on. You like that shit? Look at that smile. All right. Let me find the preview. It was really bad. I had to rewrite it. It's funny. It's like hilariously bad listening to it now. Alright, here it is. Very bad quality. Like, I just recorded this to show a few people.
Been a long time. It's time for a new flow. Feeling like it's
time for some nice shots at Hugo. How the fuck you still losing to Dreffen? I stopped losing to him back in '07. Smash God had Alex and Chudat. I beat him in tourney. I guess you can't do that. Don't get me wrong, they ain't bad players, but you can't sleep without nightmares of Yeas. Pull it back, hit you with a slow flow. Make the comeback like two stocks with SoCo. Back to the lab, need to be planning more. Maybe next time you won't lose to Ganondorf.
Okay, so there's that. So I made that, right, and I did it for like a sub goal. Like I rewrote it a few weeks later because I was like, this sounds bad. Like I'm like stretching words or like taking pauses to like make it fit the beat. Like I need to write it better so that I don't have to do that. And that's why I rewrote the first verse or whatever. I guess that's the first verse. And so after that, like I kind of had like writer's block. Like, I don't know. I didn't work on it for a while for whatever reason, I guess. And I kind of like low key forgot about it. And then Evo happened. Evo happened, and I don't think I need to break down how Hugo's Evo went last year. Wasn't very good. So, Hugo sees me at like one of the parties after Evo. I think there was like a pool party, and Hugo like came up to me. He's like, "Yo, you have to exclude Evo from the diss track." And that like reminded me that it even was a thing because it had been like over a month since I had stopped writing it, and I was like, and then he made a tweet about that too. He was like, "Chillin' should give me immunity for Evo." I forget exactly what he said. I'm not about to scroll through his entire Twitter and find it, but it was something about how Chillin' should like give me immunity for Evo because do you know how many words rhyme with far? Because he lost the far. So that was pretty funny, whatever. And then it kind of just, I mean, I knew that Hugo did bad, but I didn't immediately like go back to writing it or whatever. Like, again, the beef wasn't that serious. We didn't really have beef. It was like purely for fun, right? So like, and I did it for a sub bowl. So like, I didn't feel like super compelled to continue writing the diss track. Until, anyways, so fast forward to Shine. That's like a month and a half, not quite, after Evo. Hugo, actually straight up grimed me for top 8 seeding. So like, the day before top 8, Leah, who's one of my subs, she's a homie, she works at Smash GG, she's cool. She like invited me to sit with them for top 8. She's like, yeah, we're gonna have really good seats, like front row, you should sit. And Hugo was there too. He's like, yeah, dude, you should definitely sit with us. And so I'm like, all right, cool, I'll sit with you guys. Sounds dope, you know, front seat, all that shit. And so let me resume music here. And so I'm like, yeah, that sounds cool. And then so the next day, top 8 is about to start, and I hadn't heard from either Leah or Hugo. And so I messaged both of them on Facebook. And neither of them responded. However, Leah did not see my message. Hugo saw my message and then consciously chose to ignore it. Because I guess he's like, man, I had like girls sitting by me and shit. I'm like, okay, Hugo, like, he told this story on stream later, which is the only way I found out about it. Because I didn't actually know at the time, I didn't realize that he had seen the message, but he definitely saw my message and just straight up ignored it on purpose. And honestly, it wasn't that big a deal because I just watched it and there was like a backstage area where it was like TPP section and you could see it. You could see the matches probably better than you could from the front row even. So it wasn't a huge deal. But the fact that Hugo consciously chose to ignore my message and didn't let me sit with them just so I guess some other girls could sit there or something, I was like, all right, homie. So I heard Hugo tell this story on stream about how he intentionally grimed me for top 8 seeding. And so I literally made a tweet. Like, I was half joking, but I made a tweet like, all right, you know what? Hugo, I just heard that Hugo grimed me for top 8 seeding at Shine. I'm resuming work on the Hugo diss track ASAP. And so I I actually did finish right now. I didn't actually instantly go back to it either. I don't know what caused me to do it. I think enough people just asked about it, and like it had been like a long time since I had like put any content on my YouTube and shit like that. So I just decided, I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and finish writing this. And pretty much like I had that first verse written that I had rewritten that I showed you guys a preview for, like up to the Falcon and Ganon part. And then I pretty much just sat there one day and spent like an hour writing the rest. Like Hugo gave me so much material to work with that it was a breeze, dude. I breezed through the rest of that shit. Like, it's actually hella long too. Like, it ended up being like 3 times as long as that initial, like maybe 4 times as long as that initial like snippet of the preview that I did. So toward the end of September, I just spent one day writing the rest of the lyrics, and I was like, oh my god, this is straight fire. Because Hugo made it so easy because he gave me so much material by losing to fucking everyone. So, so I finished writing it, and there was actually a cave that night, and we went to cave. Me and Chu went to cave, and so I invited Chu out to my car, and I'm like, dude, I finished writing the Hugo diss track. You got to hear this shit, because I thought it was dope, but I wanted to give like get at least one other person's perspective. And so I spit the diss track for Chu, and he was like, holy shit, that's so good, dude. Like, the only thing he was iffy about, and I ended up changing this in the final version, I had a line in there. I can say it now because Hugo's not on Dream Team anymore, but I had a line in there that was like, Hugo even got on a sketch team, getting paid on time, that's the real dream. And before I actually recorded it, I messaged, because like I said, the whole thing's for fun. I didn't have serious beef with Hugo. I messaged Hugo, because he knew about the diss track. I feel like low-key he wanted the diss track to happen. So I messaged Hugo, and I was like, yo, is it cool if I include this line about the Dream Team not paying you on time? Like, I don't want to like step on any toes or whatever. He's like, nah, they started paying me on time, so like don't do that. And I'm like, okay, all right, that's cool. So I changed that to guess you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Who hasn't whooped you, Hugs86, which was also a decent line, but Dream Team line would have been hella funny. Anyways, so Chu mentioned that he thought that might have been a little iffy, but the rest of it, he's like, dude, that's super good, that's fuego. And I told him, like, yeah, I'm probably going to go to Papa Paint's place in Richmond to record it. And he's like, dude, can I come with you? I'm like, all right, Chu, like, sure, man. And it ended up being great, because at least we got this Yeahs part, on. Fucking. And that was essentially the whole reason that Chu ended up coming. Although Chu also like vlogged, so Chu got some content for his own YouTube because he did vlogs and shit down there. Which at first he didn't tell us he was vlogging, so it was hella weird because he was just like walking like 10 feet behind us while we were like going to spots in downtown Richmond to try to find good spots to film. And he was just like walking 10 feet behind us, like talking to his phone. And at first I thought he was on the phone, but then I saw him like holding the phone out. So I was like, is he like fucking FaceTiming someone or like what's going on here? And then I realized, like, I just asked him at one point, I was like, are you vlogging or something? He's like, yeah, I'm vlogging. I was like, oh, okay. Well, probably should have like mentioned it so it'd be less weird. But anyway, so yeah, Chu got some content as well. And then when Chu actually recorded the Yeahs, it was so funny because Papa Paint like basically set up like a mini recording booth in his in the closet of like his one of the closets in his house. Like he had like some foam and shit he was using as like kind of like sound padding and shit, and then he had the mic in there. It was like a mini recording booth. It was pretty cool. And so I recorded the track. Fun fact, I literally only did 2 takes of the entire song, and then he just used one of the takes. Like, it was actually super good. But anyway, like because for the Leffen diss track, I did like 15 takes or something ridiculous. Like, it actually took so long to get a good take of the Leffen diss track. But part of that because I was drunk. I was hella sober when I recorded this one. Which also, I might have put like more emotion into it if I was drunk, but it probably would have taken a lot more takes as well. So, so after I finished my takes, I was like, it would be, like I suggested it would be a dope if we had like Chu, you know, saying the Yeahs part. And so Chu goes into the recording booth and does like 5 or 6 different takes of the Yeahs. Like he goes in, he's like, Yeahs, and then Papa Paint's like, all right, that's good. Can you do like can you do like one with like just a little bit quicker? And he's like, all right, yes. And then he's like, all right, and now do one that's like a little bit more extended. And he's like, yes. And so Chew just goes into the recording booth and just fucking does like 5 or 6 different takes of the yes. It was so fucking funny. And that's why, like, you can actually hear it's like, if you listen, oh my god, this is a fucking horrifying freeze frame. If you listen close, this is actually terrifying. If you listen closely, you can hear it's like multiple yeahs overlaid. Not just like me saying yeahs and Chew saying yeahs. There's like 3 Chew Dat yeahs overlaid. Listen.
Don't get me wrong, we ain't talking bad players, but you can't even sleep without nightmares and pull it back.
That was that. Do you hear the long one, the extended at the end there? Yeah, this shit was so funny. I was just like, I can't believe Chew did more takes of his yeahs than I did of my fucking of the actual rap. Like, anyway, and then yeah, so me and Chew and Papa Paint just went into downtown Richmond and found a few different spots. Like, so this spot was dope. This was hella cool because it was just like this this wall with this cool graffiti, and it low key kind of looks like that's like a Samus cannon or something. Like it kind of fit in a weird way. And then this spot was also super dope. Oh my god, please no. Okay, this this spot was also super dope because the background like reminds me of Brinstar Depths or some shit, or like Brinstar. Like this was my favorite shot for sure. And Papa Paint is like a videographer, like obviously like professional, so he has a really good eye for shit like this. So obviously he noticed that, but I didn't realize it at the time. I was just like, whatever, he's taking me around to these different spots. And then when I actually saw the video, I was like, holy shit, like he picked these spots for a reason. And then this one was like, okay. It was just like on a bridge. Like we were gonna do it like under the bridge, but there were like hella homeless people there. We had to just do it on like this bridge, like nearby. But yeah, all the spots were pretty cool. But yeah, so Papa Paint did an amazing job with the video, and Chew got his vlogs in, and he was there for the key yeahs part. That shit was so funny. Chew was actually holding a light under his own face for the yeahs. It was super funny. For like that nightmarish effect. But yeah, and then so Papa Paint is a monster. He finished the video in like 2 or 3 days max. And then I set up a sub goal for like the release of it. And then this happened to be around the same time when Hugo was doing a fucking cake stream. For some reason, he made a cake out of my face during the Salty Suite, the My Bee face, or like one of the My Bee faces. Thankfully, he didn't use the one where my fucking mouth is hanging open because I fucking hate that picture. It's so bad. Anyway, so Hugo made a cake out of my face like at the same time as this diss track was like about to be released. And Hugo thought I like grimed him by like making the release date on the same day as his cake stream. But that was a pure coincidence. Like, I didn't do that shit on purpose. I wanted to release it ASAP, and I had hit the sub goal for it. So I released it that night. It happened to be the same night as his cake stream. But it definitely wasn't like intentional. Like, I wasn't trying to like steal his thunder or some shit. I'm glad it worked out that way now. But at the time, it wasn't like I did that shit on purpose. And then I released it on stream. That stream was hella lit. I played it like 5 or 6 times. I rapped it a couple times live. It was a great stream. And people really enjoyed it, so that's pretty much the full story behind the Hugs diss track. So let it be known, Hugo could have prevented this just by answering his Facebook messages on the morning of Shine Top 8. Could have just been like, hey man, yeah, come on by. We're sitting in the front row at this spot. Come sit with us, like we discussed yesterday. But no, he went ahead and grinded me. So that's what caused me to really gain the fire back to finish the track.